This is the fifth video in the Project 218 Truss Design video series. And in this one, we are going to take a look at how to make some design edits to your bridge when you start to notice some problems or you need to make some modifications. So the one that we identified at the end of the last video is that our threaded rod, with the way we have this designed right now, our threaded rod is going to make some have some problems as we go to put this into the tester. So this cross beam there at the top is going to be a problem. So here's what I'm going to do to make that happen. Over here in my components list in my browser, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find, here's my truss bridge file. I'm going to click the little pencil icon. You may get a little pop-up dialog box that says you're turning on the associativity. You can go ahead and say OK to that. And what we can do now is, now that we have this active and we're editing, here are all the features and sketches that were used to create our truss design. So actually what I'm going to end up doing is, here's the sketch that I went through and made. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to right click on that and I'm going to say edit sketch. So if you, for example, like the threaded rod and everything gets in the way, I can actually toggle that visibility off by clicking on the little eyeball right here, and then that way I can kind of focus on this a little bit more. So here's the sketch that I had, but if I want to turn it back on to see, I may want to go through and see where this is there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete this sketch. And with having that on, I'm actually going to create two support beams by having two rectangles here on either side of our threaded rod. So utilizing my dimension tool, again I'm going for 1/8 inch thick members. Same thing on the height, so it says it's going to over constrain the sketch, which is fine. And then on this side, I can go through and set up another dimension here, 0.125. So if I wish to go through and kind of, the other dimension this may need is maybe a distance from, I'm going to use the center post off of the front of our truss bridge as a little bit of a reference edge, and I'm going to make these about 1/4 inch from there. I can see that it's not going to interfere with the threaded rod on each side. I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch, turn this to the side here. Now I may need to right click and say edit feature. So one of our, and if I need to turn off the visibility to our truss tester, there we go. But I'm going to go ahead and select these two profiles and extrude them out, and it's going to automatically pick up the thickness from the previous one. I can say OK, and then I can go ahead and turn the visibility back on, and now I can see that our truss tester is not going to have, it's actually going to have two bars around it that are going to help support it and keep it from going through and having some interference. So once you're done making any design edits that you want, you can hit the green check mark, and now this will bring you back into this file. I can hit the save button, and it actually says I'm saving two designs because I actually edited the original file right here inside of this assembly. So there's our new bridge design with some modifications if you need to make, for example. And now we're ready to go on to looking at creating the stress simulation here in Fusion.